Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to a new series I like to call Story Time with Friends. In this series, I go over the world building and the lore behind Wuthering Waves. But before I get into it, I would like to share some background information so that you can better understand the story. A long time ago, in a planet called Solaris 3, there was a catastrophe by the name the Lament. During the Lament, the laws of nature changed. The typical laws that we define as matter, information, and energy were reduced to vibrating frequency. This is not the typical frequency that we are used to. In fact, this frequency can take physical form. Everything in the world of Wuthering Waves is made up of frequencies. Everything is based on the concept of sound. With this information in mind, let's get into the story. Our story as the main character begins in a deep space. We are interacting with an unknown entity who we know nothing about. But one thing I can say for sure is she's hella beautiful, and I hope she's a playable character one day. But I digress. This entity instills in us a resonance mark. It is referred to as a Tacet mark. A Tacet mark is a unique symbol which every resonator has, which allows them to use abilities. A tacet is a term in music. Wherever a tacet is present, it means to be silent or no sound. After what appears to be a touching moment with this unknown entity, she sends us into what appears to be a wormhole of frequencies. At the end of which, we arrive at Solaris 3. After what seems like an endless fall, we appear to land in some kind of water. But this is no regular water. This is the Etheric Sea. The Etheric Sea is a bizarre weather phenomenon that has started happening in Solaris 3 ever since the Lament. The Etheric Sea is an upside down body of water. After we wake up, we are greeted with two faces. The girl in blue is Yin Yang. She's an outrider in the Midnight Rangers. And the other one is Chixia. She's a junior patroller in a major city called Jinzhou. After our new friends check our physical condition, they find that we have no memory. We do not remember who we are, nor where we came from. The only thing we have is our fighting skills. So, with the help of our friends, we try to make our way out of this area and into the city of Jinzhou. On our way out of this area, we come across some new phenomenon. Remember at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that the frequencies in this world can take physical form. Well, the Etheric Sea, which is above us right now, is causing disturbances in the frequencies in this area. And these frequencies are taking the shape of different entities known as Tacet discords. Tacet discords are these enemies we fight in this game. Tacet discord are formed because of the coagulation of chaotic frequencies due to the disturbances caused by the Etheric Sea. Depending on the amount and the type of chaotic frequency it takes to make the Tacet discord, they can appear in different forms. They can also mimic human behavior to where they have abilities of their own. While making our way through, we come across the statue of a giant dragon. This dragon is a sentinel. Sentinels are guardians. Every city has a guardian. In the region of Huanglong, there are 6 cities and 1 capital. Jinzhou belongs to the region of Huanglong. And in the region of Huanglong, all sentinels appear in the form of dragons. In other regions, they can take different forms. This particular sentinel is the guardian of Jinzhou. When we see this dragon, we resonated with it and had a vision. This dragon by the name of Jue appears to have been anticipating our arrival. After letting Yang Yang know about our vision, We continue to make our way outside this gorge to meet the third person who accompanied Yang Yang and Chixia. Her name is Baiji. She's a researcher in Jinzhou. Chixia excitedly shows us the beautiful view of Jinzhou from the top of the cliff, and right as we are about to look for Baiji, disaster strikes. A tacet field is formed all of a sudden at the center of the etheric sea where we are standing. A tacet field is a cross-shaped marking on the ground which acts as a connection point to an unknown space. A tacet field is formed due to the disturbances in the frequency at the area of the etheric sea. Yang Yang explains to us that once a tacet field is formed, it has a dormant state during which it is harmless. And depending on how long it takes for the tacet field to be formed, its dormant period also varies. And since this particular one formed really quickly, she thinks that this area is relatively harmless. These fields can collect these chaotic frequencies and harbor powerful enemies. The longer it takes for the field to form, the more powerful the enemy in the field is. We see Baija standing next to the tacet field, and we glide down to go meet her. But the moment we get there, we are greeted by an unwanted guest. It's safe to say that something is messing up with the regular phenomena due to our sudden appearance, and someone is indeed targeting us. And in this particular scenario, it's a tacet discord by the name Crownless. The Crownless casts its ability, which was a barrier, to separate Baiji and Chixia from Yang Yang and Rover. Now we have one choice left, and it's to fight him. After a gruesome fight, we are finally able to take down the Crownless, but a sliver of his frequency remained, which is called an echo. Every such entity has a chance to remain as an echo once it's defeated. As we were about to leave, a sudden force pulls us back towards where the echo of the Crownless was. Something inside us is definitely hungry. Normally, resonators are able to absorb echoes using the terminals that are on our back, as long as the level of the echo matched with the level of the terminal. But we directly absorbed that echo into our body, which Baiji mentions is highly unprecedented. Echoes can be classified into 4 classes: Common, Elite, Overlord, and Calamity. Crownless was an Overlord class echo, and we just casually absorbed that into our body, which raised suspicion in Baiji, and she mentioned that there was a long-lost warrior who used to be able to do the same thing what we did, and Chixia jokingly said that we are a great descendant. The act ends when everyone makes it to Jinzhou City, but not without being followed. A red-haired girl follows us and refers to us as the Seed of Fate. Who are we really? Who is that hungry little demon living inside us? Are we related to that long-lost warrior? Who is that entity that gave us all these powers? So many questions yet to be answered, but all of that is for another time. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of Storytime with Trends, a new series I'm developing to go over the lore and world building aspects of Wuthering Waves. Please consider subscribing to my channel so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.